自我介绍。那欢迎大家来到今天的讲座。那我们今天的讲座呢是美国华盛顿大学商业课程讲座。那因为这个商业课程的部门呢，也有负责一些语言课程，还有一些短期课程。那我们今天呢很荣幸邀请到我们华盛顿大学的主任Chris Thomas 来跟我们做分享。Chris, I'm gonna give you the time now. So to introduce yourself and also to introduce the school. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. It's so nice to meet everybody virtually today. My name is Chris Thomas, and I'm the Director of International and English Language Programs at the University of Washington. We're located in Seattle, in the northwest part of the United States. And I've lived here for about 18 years, and I absolutely love it. It's my favorite part of the entire United States, and I get to travel a lot for my job, but every time I come back to Seattle, I always feel lucky and happy. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our programs, especially some business programs that we have, which I think might be interesting to you. If I am talking too fast, feel free to let me know in the chat, and I'm happy to try to slow down a little bit. So here's a picture of our campus, just to give you an idea of what the university looks like. And this is a picture during our springtime in our main quad. One of my favorite parts of our campus are these cherry blossom trees. During the spring, usually around March or April, these trees are blooming so much. And if you look at them from above, they're actually in the shape of a W. You can see that in the air if you're on an airplane, and that's for University of Washington. And there's so many green spaces like this all throughout our campus for students to study and relax and just spend time with each other. So, as I mentioned, we're located in Seattle, which is in the northwest part of the United States. We're about halfway between Portland, which is in Oregon, the state below us, or Vancouver in Canada, in British Columbia above us. And it's a great location because if you like to go shopping, Portland has no sales tax, so you can buy things like computers and iPods and things like that for cheaper. And then Vancouver is just a lovely city as well, with lots of diversity and great food. So I think it's the best location in the Northwest. And we're famous for our nature. So if you're interested in spending time outdoors, we just have so many things from parks. We have over 400 parks just in the city of Seattle, to mountains for skiing and hiking. We have lakes and rivers for swimming and boating and fishing. It's really the dream location if you like outdoors. In terms of our climate, it's a pretty mild place to live. So in the summer months, it doesn't usually get too hot. I have here that it gets to about 24, maybe 25 during the peak summer. Now, I have been to Taiwan in the summer, and it's very, very, very hot. So you will find Seattle to be much cooler and less humid during the summer months. But in winter, so in January or February, it doesn't usually get very cold. The temperature is usually around 7 or 8 degrees, and it does snow every now and then, but very, very little usually. We're a medium-sized city. We have about 600,000 to 700,000 people in the city proper, but we're big enough that we have major sports teams like the Seahawks for American football. We have the Sounders for soccer or footballs. We have the Mariners for baseball, and we even have an ice hockey team now called the Seattle Kraken. But if you're interested in studying business, I think the thing that is most important is that we're a global hub for business and entrepreneurship. So we have companies that are based here, such as Microsoft and Amazon, Expedia, Boeing, Starbucks. I spend far too much money at Starbucks, and Costco. I don't know if there's Costco in Taiwan, but Americans absolutely love going to Costco, this big box retailer where you can buy everything for very cheap. Our university is a little old in terms of American universities. We were founded in 1861, and we're one of the largest and oldest universities on the west coast of the United States. We have over 54,000 students. I think it's actually closer to 56,000 students. at the University of Washington now, studying everything from English or study abroad programs up to PhDs. We have well over 100 countries represented amongst our student body, and we consistently rank in the top 10 to 20 on university list of best universities in the world. This is our mascot here. He's a husky dog, and his name is Dubs. And he actually can be found throughout campus quite often, doing photo opportunities and just going for walks. So it's always fun to get to see him. Now, our office has 2 different campuses where you can study. Some of our programs are located on the main campus in Seattle that I was showing you pictures of. And then we also have a location in downtown Seattle, which is the perfect place for you to study our business programs, because that's exactly where all of these businesses are. It allows for professionals and experts from those companies to come in and be guest speakers and presenters and even teachers in our programs. So let me start with our business and business English programs. So first, I'm going to talk about our business entrepreneurship and communication program. That's a lot. So we say BEC for short. And it's not just a business English program. This program is a combination of business communication skills with a lot of skills and techniques in entrepreneurship. So if you're interested in maybe one day opening your own company in Taiwan or someplace else, or if you just want to improve your business English skills, this is a great program for you. It's 1 quarter long, and our quarters are about 10 weeks or about 3 months. And we offer it in summer and winter quarters in our downtown location. During this program, you'll take 2 different courses. One is business entrepreneurship and communication skills. And that's the main course. And that's about 15.5 hours per week, Monday through Friday. But you also get to customize your program by choosing one of our business communication electives for another 2.5 hours per week. And you can choose things like business presentation skills, international negotiations, or writing for business. Now, the nice thing about this program is that you can take it by itself. If you just want to learn entrepreneurship skills or you want to improve your business English, but it can also be a pathway into our other business certificate programs. So for example, if you are interested in our global business program, you can study first in BEC and get conditional admission when you apply. And then once you finish this program, go right into our Foundations of Global Business program. The same with our intensive project management program, or even better, our 9-month global business certificate program. And as you can see here, that one's a bit longer, so 9 months, but it leads to OPT eligibility, where you can actually stay in the US and work for 1 year. Now, I'm going to talk about those programs in more detail in just a minute, but I do just want to reiterate that you can get conditional admission for any of those programs at the same time as when you apply for BEC. So you get to choose both at the time when you apply. So let's talk a little bit about the global business program that we have. So there's a couple of different options, depending on how long you want to study and what your goals are. If you only want to study for a short time, so for about 3 months, you can choose one of our single quarter options: Foundations of Global Business program, Intensive Global Marketing program, or Intensive Project Management program. But if you have more time, and if you're interested in also getting some work experience, you can put them all together. So instead of studying for 3 months, you study for 9 months, or 1 academic year. And when you finish, you'll earn a certificate from the University of Washington, and you're eligible for OPT, where you're able to stay in the US and work for up to 1 year. So first, I'm going to talk about each of the 3-month programs, and then we'll talk a little bit about what it looks like if you put them all together in our large certificate program. So first is our Foundations of Global Business program. And we offer this in spring and autumn quarters. And this is a great program because it provides you with an overview of current business trends and concepts. And it's taught actually by faculty members from the UW Foster School of Business and business professionals that are teaching you about their area of expertise. I think that that's so important because not only are you learning, but you're also developing your professional network. by having your teachers actually be people in the industry that you might be trying to get a job in. So I think that's incredibly valuable. And you'll cover topics such as risk management, finance, real estate, marketing. So you're going to leave with a solid overview or foundation of global business skills. And just like with BEC, you also get to choose one elective each quarter. So again, you can choose presentation skills, entrepreneurship fundamentals, international negotiations, or writing for business. We also have the intensive global marketing program. So again, this is a 3-month or 1-quarter program. And just like the name implies, this is focused on global marketing with a particular emphasis on digital marketing, since that's so much of what the world of marketing is about these days. So we'll cover concepts such as developing a marketing plan, integrating a CRM, participating in team marketing projects where you'll actually take a company in your group and develop a marketing strategy and campaign for it based on stated goals. So this program is great if marketing is your interest, or if you want to just develop more skills in that area. And again, you get to choose one elective. So you get to really customize the program to be what you're interested in. And then lastly, the intensive project management program. And this, I think, is my favorite of the programs because people often say, I don't want to be a project manager. I don't need this. But the reality is, no matter what you do for your job, you manage some type of projects. And in this course, in this program, you're going to learn different techniques and strategies for doing that can be applied to any type of work, any type of industry, and will make you a better manager and leader. I am not a project manager. I'm a director of a team, but I use skills that are taught in this course every single day when I'm developing and executing projects. And again, you get to choose one of our electives to customize the program. So now you have the opportunity to put it all together. So those programs were 3 months. If you have longer and you want that work experience, you can put them all together and study, and you'll get our global business certificate. So again, you'll study foundations of global business, then you'll take global marketing, then you'll take project management. And when you're done, you'll get a certificate from the University of Washington and be eligible to apply for OPT. Okay. Now, what is OPT? Okay. OPT stands for Optional Practical Training. And that's a very long, complicated way of saying that you get to stay in the United States for up to 1 year to work and get practical experience in whatever you were studying. So in this case, you were studying global business, and that can be just about anything. So you get to stay, you get to work, you can work for free as a volunteer if you want, but in my experience, most people want to earn money, yeah. And the minimum wage in the Seattle area is close to $25 or $26 per hour now. So even at a minimum wage job, the lowest you can make, you will still make more money in 1 year than you paid for in tuition for the whole program. So it's a great investment in that sense. You can also really customize your OPT. Business is so broad. So we've had students in this program that are interested in sports management, for example. You can use your OPT to get a job or an internship dealing with sports management. Again, it fits in with business, but you get to customize that. Same with health management or music management, almost anything, as long as you can draw a connection back to global business, would be eligible for your OPT experience. You can even use this time to start your own company. So if you're interested in entrepreneurship and you have a business idea, you can actually use your OPT to put that idea into practice and launch your business. In terms of eligibility, the BEC program, that's our Business Communication and Entrepreneurship program, the minimum English is a TOEFL IBT of 65, IELTS of 5.5, or Duolingo of 95. Our business certificate programs that I mentioned, the English is a little bit higher. So we're looking at a TOEFL of 76, an IELTS of 6.0, or a Duolingo score of 100. So again, if you want to do one of our business certificates, but your English level isn't quite where it needs to be, you can always start in our BEC program and get conditional admission to move into the program. So those programs are a little bit longer, anywhere from 3 months to 1 year. I'm going to now talk about a very short program because not everyone has a long time to study. So the program that I'll talk about now is our short-term English program, or we say STEP for short. STEP is one of my favorite programs. So with this program, you'll come to the United States and you'll study at the University of Washington for 3 weeks. Since Taiwan is part of the visa waiver program, and this is a part-time program, you don't even have to apply for a student visa. You can come to the US with a valid ESTA. You'll study in the program for about 3 hours each morning, focusing on oral communication skills. But in the afternoon, several days a week, we'll take you on field trips throughout the Seattle area so that you can experience American culture and also get to practice your English that you're learning in your class. Best of all, there's no minimum English requirements for this program. So we welcome students of all levels from beginners to advanced. Some of the field trips we do are just incredibly fun. We go to the Space Needle, which is one of Seattle's most famous landmarks. We go to the first Starbucks, which is always really fun. We go to the gum wall. I personally think the gum wall is a little bit gross. The gum wall is part of an area called the Seattle Pike Place Market, and it's a wall of a building where people, residents and visitors come and they take a piece of gum and they stick it on the wall. And there's just thousands and thousands of pieces of gum on the wall, which I think is a little bit gross, but it's a great photo opportunity. And lots of people that come to Seattle like to see it. We go to chocolate factories, we go to shopping malls, we go and do things outside in the parks that we have in our city. It's a very fun program that allows you not only to study, but also to have a little bit of fun along the way. Okay. And we offer this program 2 times a year in winter. So this year we're offering it right now, actually. It just started this past week. And then we have another session starting on March 3rd. And then we offer it during the summer as well. Summer is a little bit more popular just since it tends to work out with people's availability. But we'll have 3 sessions going from the beginning of July until the beginning of September. If you are joining the program in winter, you get to live with a local homestay or host family in the Seattle area. And if you come during summer, you can choose again to live with a homestay, or you can live on campus in our residence halls, which I think is just a great opportunity to really experience what it's like to be at an American university. And the nice thing also is that since this program is shorter and it's part-time, the cost is a little bit lower too. So the tuition for the program is about $1,800. And I like this because, let's be honest, studying abroad is expensive, and not everybody has the ability to study and pay for a long program, but this allows people of all different backgrounds to come and still have a great study abroad experience. And then there's one last program that I'll share about, our Global Connection Study Abroad program. So this program is designed for students that are at a university overseas and want to come and study at the University of Washington for anywhere from 1 quarter, or about 3 months, up to a full academic year, and actually earn credit that you can use towards your degree. So this is truly a study abroad program. Too many bullets. So in the first quarter of the program, you'll take an advising seminar, which is just a short course where we teach you all the different skills that you need to be successful at a US university. Because studying in America is a little bit different than being a student in different countries around the world. And we want you to be prepared to be successful. So we teach you how to use the library at the university, where to go when you need for help, study skills, and things of that nature. You'll also take 1 international studies course from our Jackson School of International Studies. We'll choose this course for you, but you will take this course along with other UW students. So it won't just be international students. And then the other two courses that you take are what we call UW electives. And that means basically any course that you want that's available to undergraduate students and has space available. So if you want to take marketing courses or biology courses, you can use those electives to do that. So again, this is just a visual way of describing that. So in that first quarter, you have your advising seminar, your international studies course, and then 2 elective courses. And then each quarter after that, if you want to continue studying, it's exactly the same, just an international studies course and 2 UW electives. These numbers here represent how many credits that you would earn. So 5 credits. The only difference is this advising seminar. It says 3, and that's continuing education units, which is a little bit different than credits. In this program, the English level that's required is a TOEFL of 76, an IELTS of 6.0, or a Duolingo of 110. So this is our most advanced program, but it's advanced because you're actually taking University of Washington classes along with the University of Washington students. So you need to have really good English skills. Just a little bit more in that advising seminar. It's really just an introduction to our campus and the community resources that you have. And it's a way for us to stay connected with you and really make sure that you're doing okay throughout the program so that you don't just arrive at our campus and then you're on your own. We want you to feel supported the entire way through. Here's some examples of those international studies courses I've mentioned. So really interesting topics such as international intelligence and espionage. So basically spying between countries, a really interesting topic. International negotiations, the rise of English as a global language. These are things that are really interesting topics that are really useful to anybody to know. In terms of student life, what is it like to be at the University of Washington? I think that is the very best, or one of the very best parts of our program, is that you get to be immersed in the UW experience. You can attend UW sports events on campus. You can join student clubs. You may not believe this, but we have over 800 different student organizations or clubs on our campus that you can join. So if you like math, if you like science, if you like badminton, we have a club for that. And if there's something that you're interested in that we don't have a club for, it's very easy for you to start your own club or student organization. We even give you money to help start it. Okay. You can be a conversation partner with a native English speaker, where we'll match you up with someone who is a native speaking English student at the university to practice English and exchange culture. We help you to volunteer with different organizations if that's something you're interested in. And there are just tons of activities that you get to join as a student. Anything from seminars or performances on campus to volunteer clinics and river cleanups and all sorts of things like that. All this to say, there is so much to do at the university that you will never be bored. And here's just a picture of our stadium, of our football stadium. We actually were quite good. 2 years ago, we were number 2 in the country. We were in the championship, but we lost. This past year, we were not quite as good. But still, going to the games are very fun, and that's a very uniquely American experience. And then lastly, housing, because that's one of the most important parts of any study abroad experience. As I mentioned, you can live on campus for some of our programs. And our residence halls are all renovated and modern. Some of them, or actually most of them, have kitchens and common areas where you can use to meet with students and study and things like that. Or you can live with an American host family, where we can provide you with companies that will match you with an American family to help you sort of navigate your experience here at the UW in Seattle for the whole time or even a portion of the time that you're studying with us. And that, I think, is a great way to sort of ease yourself into life as a student at the University of Washington. Both are great options, though. So that's my presentation for you. I know I talked a lot. This is our website, ielp.uw.edu. But what I'd love to do now is stop talking and open it up to you to ask if you have any questions that you'd like us to answer for you.
OK，我们现在来到 Q&A 的环节哦。There's one question on the chat box that's in English, so maybe Chris, do you
Yeah.
see that? Oh, I think all the questions are in English. You can. Um, First is asking about BEC program able to apply for homestay or on-campus residence.
Yeah, so the BEC program, if you apply during the summer, you can live on campus or you can live with the host family. If you come during the winter session of it, the only option would be host family.
OK，
That's a great question.
yeah. And also for global business program, is there additional support on the resumes, interview practice, those kind of opportunities?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking that. Actually, let me go back a few slides because I think I forgot to mention that. Yeah. So I mentioned electives that you get to choose while you're in this program. There's one elective course that you can only take if you're doing the full certificate, the full 9-month certificate. And it's offered during your second quarter. And it's called Application and Interview Preparation.
Mm.
And this course is exactly what you asked about. This
Okay.
is where we help you to understand how does the job search process work in America. It's so different in America than it is in some other countries. We teach you how to make a good resume that will fit in with the way that resumes are submitted and reviewed in the US. We'll do practice interviews with you where you'll have an opportunity to actually pretend that you're interviewing for a job, and then we'll give you advice and tips based on that interview. We'll help you with your cover letter. We can't find the job for you, but we'll do literally everything that we can during that course to provide the support and the tools so that you'll be successful in getting a good job.
Okay, great. And the next question is, in terms of global business certificate program, what study time would they take? Like, is it starting in the morning, Monday to Friday, or
Mm,
how many hours a week?
yeah, great question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with the program, you'll study about 3 to 3.5 hours each morning, Monday through Friday. And that's for the main course, your core course. And then in the afternoon, either 1 or 2 days a week, you'll have your elective course for 2.5 hours. So it's a good mix of having structured class time and also having time available for you to do group work and homework and also just to experience America.
Okay. And the next question is, if they only take 3 months business course, can they still get kind of certificate or completion letter? What would they get just taking one
Yeah.
business course?
Yeah, that's a good question also. So you would still get a certificate and you'll also get a transcript from us showing your grades so that you can use that to put on your resume. You can use it when applying for other academic programs. It's a slightly different certificate than what you get if you complete the entire 9-month program, but we still issue something for you so that you have something that you can show all of your hard work for and you can put on your resume. We also give digital badges for completion of our program. So if you use LinkedIn, you can put those badges on your LinkedIn to show the skills that you've
Mm,
accomplished.
sounds good. Also, the next one will be, so besides the English requirement, is there any additional education background or requirements for this program?
You know, we want the courses and our programs to be open to as many people as possible. We don't want to make it complicated. So there are no other requirements. As long as you meet the minimum age, which is 17 for our programs, and you have the minimum English level, we're happy to welcome you. The only other requirement for our Global Connections study abroad program is that you must be at least a first-year university student.
Okay, so they can apply from the second year, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Completion of his first year. Okay.
Yeah.
And the rest of it just 18 plus, kind of 18 plus or a high school diploma.
17 plus.
Okay, 17 plus. Okay. And for journeys, drama. Okay, and the other question is talking about any other additional workshop for preparing their journey to start the first year OPT. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's that course, the elective course I was talking about,
Yeah.
application and interview preparation. But beyond that course, we have a dedicated international student advisor. Her name is Jen, and she's absolutely wonderful. She cares so much about students, and she's there to help answer any questions that you have
No.
about anything, including the job search process.
Okay. And I will take on the next question. It's about visa. So Blue Ocean here is helping you guys with visa prep. So all the questions we have one-on-one advisors, and our staff who focus helping you guys on this program is actually graduate from the University of Washington. So she's very well experienced and well skilled, and can help you guys, especially also offer Chinese speaking help. So she's also Taiwanese, who graduated and went to study in America before. Yeah. And also maybe I'll speak a few sentences in Chinese if you don't mind.
Please.
所以签证的部分呢，会全部会由我们蓝海我们蓝海还有旗下的这个牧丝游学会来协助各位，全程都有中文协助，这也是我们这次办这个活动的原因。因为我们在这个台湾有办公室我们其实总公司在加拿大也有办公室，所以到时候呢，在生活上有一些需要协助的地方，大家到了美国以后呢，还是一样有我们总公司在那边零时差，因为温哥华跟西雅图是零时差，可以协助各位。Okay, and is there any more questions? Oh, yeah, I see two more questions popping up. Okay. Are there opportunity internship coming visit? Okay, so one of them is during the core business certificate program, would they have opportunities to have a like internship or company visits, those kind of real world projects outside of classrooms?
Outside of the classroom, no.
No, okay.
Unfortunately, the way that the immigration law is in the US, we can't have internships while you're studying in this
Okay.
program. But we do mix a lot of the projects in the courses related to real world companies. So for example, in project management and global marketing, you'll be looking at actual case studies from companies in the Seattle area and doing group projects based on those situations. So even though you won't be able to do an internship, you'll still have a lot of connections to real life businesses.
Great. And is there a field trip to visit the companies, something like that?
Yeah, we do try to. As I mentioned, some of our faculty members are actually experts in those companies. So whenever that happens, and we always try to arrange some type of company visits or guest speakers.
Okay. And the next one is, will they get a UW kind of a student ID so they can use all the resources as a UW students on campus? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually one of the very first things you'll do as a student with us during orientation is get we call it the Husky card. That's your ID card. And you'll use that for lots of things, to use the library. If you want to get a bus pass, that will be your bus pass. And you are able to use almost all of the services on the main campus of the university. There's only a few exceptions. One of the exceptions is mental health services, for example. Because students in our program don't pay all of the same fees that students in graduate or undergraduate programs pay, a couple of those services are limited to our students. But there's very few exceptions like that. So you'll have a great experience on our campus.
Okay, great. And the next question, I believe this question we answered that before. It's about during the course, can they take some electives for the regular, as a regular Washington University students? Talking about business program, because we talk about the last program, right?
Yeah.
But business program, can they still take few courses from regular UW? No.
Unfortunately, that's not possible. Yeah.
Okay.
And I will say that it's a very intensive program. So I think even if you could, that would be a lot for any student to do at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we talk about minimum age, right? Is there a
Yes.
maximum age? People are asking if it's I'm 55, is it still possible to take courses there?
It is possible. And although most of our students are what we would consider traditional age students, 17 to like 23 or 24, we have students during these programs at all ages, including working professionals that want to maybe learn new skills and pivot in their jobs, and retired people that just want to continue learning.
Okay, great. And yeah, it's BEC program in Seattle campus. It's in downtown campus.
Correct. Our business programs, all of them, including BEC, are in our downtown location. But even though it's in downtown, I want to be really clear that it's so easy to still be involved in the main campus, even living on campus, because there's a train. It's called the Seattle Light Rail that goes from the same building as our downtown campus to the main campus. It's only 2 stops, and I think 2, maybe 3. It's short.
Okay.
And it's less than 10 minutes
Oh,
time
that's
on that
10
train.
minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very easy for you to still very much feel a part of the University of Washington main campus.
Okay. So yeah. Okay, great. And is any
Three
other
stops.
3 stops? Okay. Oh, okay, I see. There's a question about, is there any like student discount offered
Yeah.
in the program? Yeah.
Um, we don't offer discounts, unfortunately. I would love if we could, but when you get your Husky ID card, if you are in the Seattle area and you show that at restaurants or bookstores or the movie theater, sometimes you can use that to get a student discount.
Okay. And also, I believe students are asking about approximate cost of living in Seattle. I remember there's a chart on the website also
Mhm.
mentioned. I'm not sure if it's up to date.
Yeah,
What would you say the average cost of living now?
let me pull that up if I can.
Yeah, no problem.
It's gonna share my screen again. There we go. So I'll go to our Business Entrepreneurship and Communication Program, BEC page. And if you scroll down to the bottom, it gives you a good estimate of what the total cost would be. So here you can see the tuition and the application fee. Those are things that you pay to the university, also the registration fee. Health insurance is required for all international students that are studying at the university in a program that's 1 quarter or longer. And it's really good coverage. And I know you might be looking at this and say, golly, $449, that's a lot of money for health insurance. Do I really need it? And the answer is absolutely. Um, America does a lot of things really well, but giving cheap healthcare is not one of them. If you go to the doctor in the United States for even a small thing without health insurance, it can cost you hundreds and hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So it's very important that international students have health insurance. That's why we require it. These other things here are estimates. So room and board, we estimate about $6,000 for 1 quarter, but that depends on you. That depends if you are living on campus or if you're renting a room in an apartment or in a homestay. If you're living on campus, are you living with a roommate or in a single room? How much do you eat? Do you go out to restaurants every day or do you cook your own food? So that number can really vary based on you and what your preferences are. Same with books and supplies. We don't require textbooks for any of our courses in the business certificates. The only time you need to buy a textbook is if you're in our Global Connection Study Abroad program, and that will be based on whatever the professors require. Our transit pass, or we call it the U Pass, is $150 per quarter, and it's a great deal. I really encourage students to get that because it allows you to take any bus, any train, some ferries in the area, some commuter trains, even some trolleys that we have in the city. So it makes it very easy to get around. And although the public transportation system in Seattle is nothing like Taipei, I've been to Taipei many times. Your MRT system is absolutely wonderful. We're getting there. So it's still pretty reliable and it makes it much easier to get around. And then the last thing here, other miscellaneous expenses, that's just extra things. You know, if you're going to go to the movies, if you're going to go shopping, and that just, again, depends on you and what your budget is. That's a great question.
Okay, great. Okay, I think we went through most of all the questions and 请问大家还有没有什么其他的问题？如果大家没有想到其他问题，也不用担心，因为我们的顾问呢，我们的平台随时都开放着让大家问任何的问题。好，所以今天有时候是因为我们人比较多在线上哦，有时候有些问题是比较 personal 的，所以大家欢迎呢直接透过我们的 line， 我刚刚就打在这个聊天室上面大家可以看到我们的 line。好，那个and there's one more question about is it okay I don't apply for OPT? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's optional. So you
Mhm.
don't have to. 所以1年 OPT 不做也没关系，可以读完书拿了证书就可以回到自己的国家，回到台湾。Okay, and yeah, so I think that's it for today. Thank you much.
Mhm.
Thank you so much, Chris, to join us. And I believe we also learned a lot from you this time, and to get to know the program better. And hopefully, we are seeing some of the students in the near future at UW. And
Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure to get to speak with you, and I hope that I get to see some of you on the University of Washington campus soon.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Have a nice weekend.
You
Bye.
too. Bye bye, everyone.